Like I said, like the resurgence of the city of Detroit was just beginning. You know what I'm saying?
This is like Big Sean is now about to become somebody, like the guy? Or
Nah.
This was like after his first album.
after the first joint.
Yeah, I did all of his mixtapes, did all the mixtape artworks.
Yeah.
Up until the album. What year was that, man?
The album was like 2010-ish, 2011-ish.
So he was already making noise in the industry.
Right, and then his first concert was actually...
Oh yeah, that was our first opportunity.
So I'm working. So all this is happening.
Yeah.
We get the screen printing business, but I'm like working corporate. Like so I study economics, actuarial science. Went to work as an actuary at Blue Cross. And so we're doing this like on the side. Like I'm doing this on the side. Mm-hmm. Like I'm going to work. I got ink in my hair. Yeah. He's laughing at me like
crazy time. Yeah.
And so the brand started to move, right? And so like Big Sean's first concert was like December. He let us take some merch there to sell.
Hall of Fame tour. And
we sold out at Intermission. And that's when he was like, he called me like the next day, like, Sean, you got to quit, man. You got to quit your job. Yeah. So like I put my 2-week notice in on that Monday. They walked me out that Friday because it was like, because I'm still like kind of moving around like with the business. So they're like, you just can't keep doing this. Like, you got to get out of there. So that's, after that moment, after that Big Sean concert, that's like when we really started to explode.
This is interesting because this is a similar scenario. I remember when we were doing this and Shai was like, yo, man, you got to stop. You can't go there more. You're more valuable doing this.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. You're studying economics, though.
Yeah.
So, like, hey, I need to have a certain amount of money before I can do it. Or you just say, you know what, I'm watching these sales. I'm going with my gut here. I'm not even setting the goals. We're just going.
No, I went, like, it was hard. I got a family. At this time, I got 2 kids. And I had good health insurance. I'm working for an insurance company. So got good health insurance. I got good benefits, all of this. And it's like, he's like, man, forget that, man. Like, let's go. Like, this. And I'm like, I guess I had to make a decision. And I just did it. I'm like, I just went with my gut, trusted him. It was a lot of trust. I'm like, man, I believe in you to make this work. So it was a lot of trust
there. You gonna feed my kids, man?
Right. That's what the thing is. Like, man, I recognize, like, I didn't have kids at that time. I got one daughter now, but I was like, man, like, I think we waited a little bit until we could, like, match. Like, he didn't, like, get out completely until we, like, matched it.
No, but it was after the Big Sean concert.
Yeah, it was after the Big Sean show, yeah.
And then I didn't tell my parents for like 6 months because my parents were like, my mom was like African. She like, you gotta be doctor, lawyer, all that. Yeah. And I didn't even do none of that. So she's still kind of disappointed that I didn't go that route. So it was like kind of hard telling them that I'm about to go do, make T-shirts.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
So, all right. So Big Sean wears it on stage and it blows up, right?
Well, nope. We sold at his concert. It blew up.
That was the first. We were like, we were
so he didn't wear it on stage.
Not at that time.
Not on that show. The next shows. He's been one of our biggest supporters from the beginning.
I think he said it in one of his lyrics, right?
Yeah, he actually was in the song. We did that.
Detroit versus everybody.
Yeah. But then we had the Detroit versus everybody song too. You remember that?
With Eminem.
With Eminem, Dej Loaf, Big Sean.
Y'all put that
Danny
together?
Brown. Yeah.
All right, we'll talk about that in a little bit. All right, so you sell, and the demand, like, what did the demand go to, like, from selling at his show to after selling at his show?
Well, it started going crazy, right? But it was like slowly but surely picking up. Like, we had to get a store because we were selling out of the loft.
We was out of loft on 4th Street.
So people
it was unsafe.
People would just come,
pull up.
They would call us, text us, where
you just have a bunch of shirts made, and then you was just selling.
We run downstairs all day. We run up and down the steps.
How much you selling shirts for?
At that time, $30.
30.
Yeah.
Hoodies or just t-shirts?
Hoodies, tees.
Hoodies and tees.
Hoodies and tees.
At that point.
For women and men.
Hand in hand.
Hand in hand.
Yeah.
And then at one point you decide that you got to get a store.
6 months in.
No, we got the store right after the concert because it's like, I think what was the store, like December 12th or something like that is when we got the store. And we had a partner of ours that just believed in us. And he's like, man, and he owned like his family owned like the Greek town.
Yeah. Christos.
And Christos. And he gave us shout
out to Christos.
Yeah, shout out to Christos, my guy.
Are y'all figuring, because you said it's $30, so like at this point, y'all understanding the business of it, like this is how much we have to sell it for to make a profit, or you just thinking like...
No, we're not thinking none of that.
At this time, people just like, yo, I'm going to sell it for 30. They're not realizing how much it even costs to make it.
Well, we were doing it. We were pressing it up ourselves.
Oh, okay,
You know what I'm saying? So like because we are on the screen press machines, because we had already purchased that filling company. So at that time we focused on just getting it out there, just serving as many people as possible. You know what I'm saying? Making sure that our quality is good and making sure that our presence on Instagram and stuff was good. Like we had like the Detroit versus everybody hashtag that was going on. So it was just really, it was snowballing into something that neither one of us could ever imagine.
And money's coming in, right? And we had to think about our safety. And and right now, I'm still kind of in the corporate, and I'm in law school too. I'm doing weekend law classes. So that's when we started thinking about the trademark. So I'm like, man, we got to protect this. So we do that. We come out of, we do the concert, we get the store. And then one particular day, I think it was like maybe March of 2013, I get a call from like this random person. Like I'm at the store working. He's like, I like to place an order, overnight order to California. I'm like, okay, cool. So she places the order, and then she said, I need this overnighted, like tomorrow. I need this here. And I'm like, well, I don't know how much that costs. She's like, well, don't worry about it. I'll just pay whatever. Just take my number, and when you go ship it off, I'll pay you whatever. I'm like, all right, cool. So we did it. And I called him. I'm like, hey, man, I just got the random weird order. They needed a shirt overnighted to Cali. Is that something?
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, is that something that you said? I'm like, nah. Because he had just came from Cali a couple months ago. So I'm like, maybe that's something he put together. So the next day, they get the shirt. The lady called me. She says, I don't know if you guys watch American Idol, but you might want to watch it tonight.
It's out the blue.
It's out the blue. And then hangs up. So I tell our other partner at the time, like, hey man, just come to the store. We're gonna watch American Idol tonight. It's probably something big. And so we get to the store, we turn on American Idol, and it was Motown week. And Keith Urban. So I sent him a white shirt. He dyed it burgundy, and he had our shirt on. And it was like,
walk out like this.
From Detroit?
No,
come on, sure.
Nah.
No, it was just
It was
Motown week. So he decided to wear to Detroit. They did like this whole Motown thing before, like lead up. He had the shirt on, and after that, like we couldn't keep up with orders.
The next week after that, then the
Colbert.
we're on the Colbert Report. Who was Steven Jackson?
Yep.
Who was the editor at Detroit Free Press, word on the Colbert Report, and it just snowballed to where it's like it's something that visitors wanted to have to show that they've been in Detroit, and then travelers wanted to show that they from Detroit.